This is every single Best Actress Oscar winner in Academy Award history, from 1929 all the way to 2026. We have the actress, the film, the IMDB rating audiences gave it, and one incredible fact about each win that'll make you see these women in a completely different light. Number 1, 1929, Janet Gaynor, Seventh Heaven. Janet Gaynor wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Seventh Heaven. Gaynor is the only person to win the very first Best Actress Oscar, and she won it for 3 films at once: Seventh Heaven, Street Angel, and Sunrise. This triple win rule was never used again in any Oscar category. Number 2, 1930, Norma Shearer, The Divorcee. Norma Shearer wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Divorcee. Shearer was married to MGM production chief Irving Thalberg, which led to widespread accusations that her win was influenced by studio politics. She was nominated 5 times in total. Number 3, 1931, Marie Dressler, Min and Bill. Marie Dressler wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Min and Bill. Dressler was 62 when she won, the oldest Best Actress winner up to that point. She had been unemployable in Hollywood just years earlier due to personal struggles, making her Oscar one of cinema's greatest comebacks. Number 4, 1932, Helen Hayes, The Sin of Madeleine Claudet. Helen Hayes wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Sin of Madeleine Claudet. Hayes was already a Broadway legend before this win. She later won a second Oscar in 1970 for Airport, making her one of the rare EGOT winners: Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Number 5, 1934, Katharine Hepburn, Morning Glory. Katharine Hepburn wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Morning Glory. This was Hepburn's very first Oscar. She would go on to win 4 in total, a record no actor has ever beaten. At this point, she was only 26 years old and had just made her film debut the year before. Number 6, 1935, Claudette Colbert, It Happened One Night. Claudette Colbert wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in It Happened One Night. Colbert was so certain she wouldn't win that she was already at a train station heading to New York when she heard her name called. She ran back, gave a 30-second speech, and left immediately. The film swept all 5 major Oscars. Number 7, 1936, Bette Davis, Dangerous. Bette Davis wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Dangerous. Davis believed she deserved the Oscar the previous year for Of Human Bondage and was furious she didn't win. Many believe Dangerous was a makeup award for that snub, something the Academy has never officially confirmed. Number 8, 1937, Louisa Rayner, The Great Ziegfeld. Louisa Rayner wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Great Ziegfeld. Rayner won 2 consecutive Oscars, 1936 and 1937, making her the first performer ever to achieve this. After her back-to-back wins, MGM dropped her contract and her career was largely over by age 29. Number 9, 1938, Louise Rayner, The Good Earth. Louise Rayner wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Good Earth. Rayner's second consecutive win made Hollywood history. She has since said that winning the Oscar ruined her career. Studios couldn't figure out how to top the achievement, so they stopped trying. Number 10, 1939, Bette Davis, Jezebel. Bette Davis wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Jezebel. Davis's role in Jezebel was widely seen as a consolation for being passed over for the role of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. Davis campaigned aggressively for the Scarlett role and was devastated when Vivien Leigh was cast. Number 11, 1940. Vivien Leigh, Gone with the Wind. Vivien Leigh wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind remains one of the highest-grossing films of all time when adjusted for inflation. Leigh beat out her own co-star, Olivia de Havilland, for the award. She later won a second Oscar for A Streetcar Named Desire. Number 12, 1941. Ginger Rogers, Kitty Foyle. Ginger Rogers wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Kitty Foyle. Rogers was far better known as a dancer alongside Fred Astaire, so her dramatic win shocked the entire industry. She beat Katharine Hepburn, Bette Davis, and Joan Fontaine, one of the most competitive years in Best Actress history. Number 13, 1942. Joan Fontaine. A Suspicion. Joan Fontaine wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Suspicion. Fontaine won just 1 year after her sister, Olivia de Havilland, had been nominated. Their real-life sibling rivalry was legendary in Hollywood. The two reportedly didn't speak for decades. Fontaine was the first person to win for an Alfred Hitchcock film. Number 14, 1943. Greer Garson, Mrs. Miniver. Greer Garson wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Mrs. Miniver. Garson's acceptance speech lasted nearly 6 minutes, still the longest in Oscar history. The Academy subsequently introduced a time limit for speeches because of this. Winston Churchill called Mrs. Miniver the most effective piece of wartime propaganda. Number 15, 1944. Jennifer Jones, The Song of Bernadette. Jennifer Jones wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Song of Bernadette. Jones was essentially unknown before this film. Producer David O. Selznick saw her and immediately began grooming her for stardom and for himself. The two later married, and many felt his influence at the studio drove her Oscar campaign. Number 16, 1945. Ingrid Bergman, Gaslight. Ingrid Bergman wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Gaslight. The term gaslighting, now used worldwide to describe psychological manipulation, comes directly from this film's plot. Bergman won 3 Oscars in total across Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress categories. Number 17, 1946. Joan Crawford, Mildred Pierce. Joan Crawford wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Mildred Pierce. Crawford was so convinced she wouldn't win that she faked illness and watched from bed. When she won, director Michael Curtiz rushed to her home with cameras. Her tearful bedside acceptance became one of Hollywood's most iconic Oscar images. Number 18, 1947. Olivia de Havilland, To Each His Own. Olivia de Havilland wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in To Each His Own. De Havilland had fought Warner Brothers in a landmark legal case over actor contracts and won. That court victory changed Hollywood labor law forever. She won a second Oscar in 1949, and her sister Joan Fontaine had won in 1941. Number 19, 1948. Loretta Young, The Farmer's Daughter. Loretta Young wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Farmer's Daughter. Young was so shocked to win that she famously said she felt like Cinderella at the ball. She is also known for having a swear jar on her sets, charging cast and crew money for every curse word. All proceeds went to charity. Number 2019 49 Jane Wyman. Johnny Belinda Jane Wyman wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Johnny Belinda. Wyman played a deaf mute and refused to speak a word of English for the entire shoot. She wore earplugs throughout filming to truly experience the role. Her then-husband Ronald Reagan reportedly found her silence at home unbearable. Number 21 1950 Olivia de Havilland, The Heiress. Olivia de Havilland wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Heiress. De Havilland became only the second actress to win 2 Best Actress Oscars. Her sister, Joan Fontaine, had won in 1941, making them the only siblings to both win Best Actress, a record that stands to this day. Number 22, 1951, Judy Holliday, Born Yesterday. Judy Holliday wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Born Yesterday. Holliday pulled off one of the great Oscar upsets, beating both Bette Davis and Anne Baxter. She had been subpoenaed by the House Un-American Activities Committee just before the ceremony, but still won in a landslide. Number 23, 1952, Vivien Leigh, A Streetcar Named Desire. Vivien Leigh wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in A Streetcar Named Desire. Leigh became the first actress to win 2 Oscars for playing 2 of the most iconic women in cinema history, Scarlett O'Hara and Blanche DuBois. Marlon Brando was famously furious that he didn't win Best Actor for the same film. Number 24, 1953, Shirley Booth, Come Back, Little Sheba. Shirley Booth wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Come Back, Little Sheba. Booth was primarily known as a radio and Broadway actress and had never made a film before this one. Her debut film won her an Oscar on her very first nomination, something almost unheard of even today. Number 25, 1954, Audrey Hepburn, Roman Holiday. Audrey Hepburn wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Roman Holiday. Hepburn achieved a legendary Triple Crown in 1953, winning the Oscar, a Tony for Ondine on Broadway, and a BAFTA, all in the same year. She later completed the EGOT when she won a Grammy and Emmy later in her career. Number 26, 1955, Grace Kelly, The Country Girl. Grace Kelly wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Country Girl. Kelly won over the heavily favored Judy Garland in A Star is Born, still considered one of the most controversial Best Actress upsets ever. 2 years later, Kelly left Hollywood forever to become Princess of Monaco. Number 27, 1956, Anna Magnani, The Rose Tattoo. Anna Magnani wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Rose Tattoo. Magnani was the first Italian actress to win Best Actress. She was reportedly so certain she wouldn't win that she was home in Rome eating when the result was announced. Tennessee Williams wrote the role specifically for her. Number 28, 1957, Ingrid Bergman, Anastasia. Ingrid Bergman wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Anastasia. Bergman had been exiled from Hollywood for 6 years after her affair with director Roberto Rossellini caused a moral scandal. This win was effectively Hollywood welcoming her back. She received a standing ovation when her name was called. Number 29, 1958, Joanne Woodward, The Three Faces of Eve. Joanne Woodward wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Three Faces of Eve. Woodward sewed her own Oscar dress because she refused to spend money on an expensive gown. She is married to Paul Newman, one of Hollywood's most celebrated real-life couples, and remains one of his staunchest supporters throughout his career. Number 30, 1959, Susan Hayward, I Want to Live. Susan Hayward wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in I Want to Live. Hayward had been nominated 4 times before finally winning on her 5th nomination. She played real-life convicted murderer Barbara Graham with such harrowing intensity that some viewers reportedly fainted during the execution scene. Number 31, 1960, Simone Signoret, Room at the Top. Simone Signoret wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Room at the Top. Signoret became the first French actress to win Best Actress. Her English was imperfect, but she didn't care. Her raw, complex performance as a trapped older woman was so powerful that language didn't matter to the voters. Number 32, 1961, Elizabeth Taylor, Butterfield. 8. Elizabeth Taylor wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Butterfield 8. Taylor hated Butterfield 8 and publicly said she thought it was a terrible film. She believes she only won because she had nearly died from pneumonia weeks earlier, and Hollywood voted out of sympathy. She later won a second Oscar for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Number 33, 1962, Sophia Loren, Two Women, La Ciociera. Sophia Loren wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Two Women, La Ciociera. Loren became the first actress to win an Oscar for a foreign language performance. She did not attend the ceremony because she was too nervous and watched from Rome. She has since said waiting by the phone was the longest night of her life. Number 34, 1963, Anne Bancroft, The Miracle Worker. Anne Bancroft wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Miracle Worker. Bancroft and Patty Duke both won Oscars for this film, Bancroft for Best Actress and Duke for Best Supporting Actress. They had performed together on Broadway in the same roles and were the first pair from the same stage production to win acting Oscars. Number 35, 1964, Patricia Neal, HUD. Patricia Neal wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in HUD. Neal's performance is considered one of the most quietly devastating in Oscar history. She later suffered a series of massive strokes, requiring years of rehabilitation. She made a full comeback and was nominated again in 1968, one of cinema's most remarkable personal recoveries. Number 36, 1965, Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins. Julie Andrews wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Mary Poppins. Andrews was notoriously passed over for the film version of My Fair Lady, the role she originated on Broadway, in favor of Audrey Hepburn. She won the Oscar for Mary Poppins the same year My Fair Lady was nominated. Many saw it as poetic justice. Number 37, 1966, Julie Christie, Darling. Julie Christie wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Darling. Christie was so unpretentious about her win that she reportedly wore a gold pajama suit to the ceremony instead of a traditional gown. She beat Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music, the sequel year to Andrews's Mary Poppins win. Number 38, 1967, Elizabeth Taylor, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Elizabeth Taylor wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Taylor gained 30 pounds for the role and went without glamour makeup, a shocking departure from her image. The film contained language so raw that the MPAA created a special adults-only exemption just to allow it to be released. Number 39, 1968. Katharine Hepburn, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Katharine Hepburn wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Hepburn's co-star and longtime romantic partner, Spencer Tracy, died just 17 days after filming completed. Hepburn did not attend the ceremony. She was too devastated by his death and could not face the public. She sent a message instead. Number 40, 1969, Katharine Hepburn and Barbra Streisand tie The Lion in Winter / Funny Girl. Katharine Hepburn and Barbra Streisand tie wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Lion in Winter / Funny Girl. Only the second tie in Best Actress history. Hepburn winning her third Oscar made her the most decorated actress in history. Streisand's win was only her first film role ever, making her one of the very few people to win an Oscar on their film debut. Number 41, 1970. Maggie Smith, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. Maggie Smith wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. Smith went on to win a second Oscar in 1978 for California Suite. She later became globally famous as Professor McGonagall in Harry Potter and Violet Crawley in Downton Abbey, reaching a new generation 50 years after her first Oscar. Number 42, 1971, Glenda Jackson, Women in Love. Glenda Jackson wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Women in Love. Jackson later gave up acting entirely to become a member of Parliament in the UK. She served in politics for 23 years before returning to the stage, and then came back to win a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play in 2018. Number 43, 1972, Jane Fonda, Clute. Jane Fonda wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Clute. Fonda used her acceptance speech to make a pointed political statement, saying there was a lot to say, but this wasn't the time. She was a highly controversial figure due to her anti-Vietnam War activism, which defined her public image far beyond her acting. Number 44, 1973, Liza Minnelli, Cabaret. Liza Minnelli wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Cabaret. Minnelli is one of very few EGOT winners: Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Her mother, Judy Garland, was nominated twice without winning. Cabaret beat the heavily favored The Godfather in multiple categories, one of the great Oscar surprises. Number 45, 1974, Glenda Jackson, A Touch of Class. Glenda Jackson wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in A Touch of Class. Jackson became the third actress to win 2 Best Actress Oscars. She later said she found the film industry frustrating because it rarely offered women complex, three-dimensional roles. One of her reasons for eventually leaving acting for politics. Number 46, 1975. Ellen Burstyn, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Ellen Burstyn wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Burstyn had significant creative input into the film and fought hard for it to be made. Director Martin Scorsese later credited her with launching his mainstream career. She has been nominated 6 times for Best Actress, one of the longest Oscar careers in history. Number 47, 1976, Louise Fletcher, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Louise Fletcher wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Fletcher's portrayal of Nurse Ratched is consistently rated one of cinema's greatest villains. Her real parents were deaf so she delivered part of her acceptance speech in sign language for them. One of the most genuinely moving Oscar moments ever captured on film. Number 48, 1977, Faye Dunaway, Network Faye Dunaway, wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Network. Dunaway and Peter Finch both won acting Oscars for Network, Finch posthumously for Best Actor. Dunaway has called Diana Christensen the best role she ever had. Network's central satire of TV news is now considered extraordinarily prophetic of modern media. Number 49, 1978, Diane Keaton, Annie Hall. Diane Keaton wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Annie Hall. Keaton wore her now iconic menswear-inspired Annie Hall outfit to the ceremony, a look that launched a major fashion trend. The film essentially invented the modern romantic comedy genre. Woody Allen, who directed the film, refused to attend the Oscars. Number 50, 1979, Jane Fonda, Coming Home. Jane Fonda wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Coming Home. Fonda won her second Oscar just 7 years after her first, one of the quickest double wins in Best Actress history. She produced the film herself and worked closely with Vietnam veterans to ensure authentic portrayals of their trauma and experiences. Number 51, 1980, Sally Field, Norma Rae. Sally Field wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Norma Rae. Field transformed herself completely from her earlier TV comedic roles to deliver this raw, socially charged performance. The image of her holding the Union sign is one of cinema's most iconic frames. Her director, Martin Ritt, said she was one of the greatest natural actors he ever worked with. Number 52, 1981, Sissy Spacek, Coal Miner's Daughter. Sissy Spacek wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Coal Miner's Daughter. Spacek did all her own singing as Loretta Lynn, and the real Loretta Lynn was so moved by the performance that she said Spacek was better than she herself had been. Spacek learned to play guitar from scratch and spent months absorbing Lynn's mannerisms. Number 53, 1982, Katharine Hepburn, On Golden Pond. Katharine Hepburn wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in On Golden Pond. Hepburn's fourth Oscar, a record no actor has ever beaten. At 74, she became the oldest Best Actress winner in history at that time. She and Henry Fonda had never worked together before, yet their chemistry as a long married couple was entirely believable and deeply moving. Number 54, 1983, Meryl Streep, Sophie's Choice. Meryl Streep wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Sophie's Choice. Streep learned to speak Polish and German for this role, both fluently enough to fool native speakers. She has been nominated for Best Actress at the Oscars more times than any other performer in history, making her the undisputed queen of the category. Number 55, 1984, Shirley MacLaine, Terms of Endearment. Shirley MacLaine wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Terms of Endearment. MacLaine had been nominated 4 times before finally winning. Her speech, "I deserve this," became one of the most quoted Oscar moments ever. She has since said she meant it humorously, but some people still take it seriously. Number 56, 1985, Sally Field, Places in the Heart. Sally Field wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Places in the Heart. Field's "You Like Me, You Really Like Me" speech became instantly famous and was quoted everywhere. She has since clarified that the exact quote is slightly different from how it is usually remembered, but the moment of pure joy was completely real and unrehearsed. Number 50, 7/19/86. Geraldine Page, The Trip to Bountiful. Geraldine Page wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Trip to Bountiful. Page had been nominated 7 times before finally winning on her 8th nomination, tying the record for most nominations before winning. She died just over a year after her win at age 62, leaving behind one of the most underappreciated acting legacies in Hollywood history. Number 58, 1987, Marlee Matlin, Children of a Lesser God. Marlee Matlin wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Children of a Lesser God. Matlin is the only deaf performer to ever win a competitive Oscar acting award. She was 21 at the time, the youngest Best Actress winner in history. She has been a fierce advocate for deaf representation in Hollywood throughout her career. Number 59, 1988. Cher, Moonstruck. Cher wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Moonstruck. Cher wore an extraordinary Bob Mackie gown so outrageous that it became one of the most talked about Oscar looks in history. She is one of the only people to have achieved EGOT status. Many assume she would never be taken seriously as a dramatic actress before this win. Number 60, 1989. Jodie Foster, The Accused. Jodie Foster wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Accused. Foster was only 25 when she won this, her first Oscar. She had been a child star since age 3 and had appeared in Taxi Driver at age 13 in a controversial role. The Accused tackled gang rape in a way American cinema had never done before. Number 61, 1990. Jessica Tandy, Driving Miss Daisy. Jessica Tandy wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Driving Miss Daisy. Tandy won at age 80, making her the oldest Best Actress winner in Oscar history, a record she still holds. She had worked as an actress for over 60 years before winning. Her husband, Hume Cronin, said he thought she deserved the Oscar 30 years earlier. Number 62, 1991. Kathy Bates, Misery. Kathy Bates wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Misery. Bates's Annie Wilkes is consistently ranked among the greatest villains in film history. Author Stephen King has said Bates brought the character to life beyond anything he imagined on the page. Bates was considered an outsider for the win and defeated heavily favored Julia Roberts. Number 63, 1992. Jodie Foster, The Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Silence of the Lambs. Foster became the 3rd actress to win 2 Best Actress Oscars. The Silence of the Lambs is one of only 3 films to win all 5 major Oscars. Foster has said that playing Clarice Starling changed her permanently. She sees everything differently after inhabiting that character. Number 64, 1993. Emma Thompson, Howard's End. Emma Thompson wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Howard's End. Thompson later won a Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar for Sense and Sensibility in 1996. The only person to ever win acting and writing Oscars. She famously arrived at a 1994 ceremony with her Oscar tucked under her arm like a handbag, completely unbothered by the glamour. Number 65, 1994. Holly Hunter, The Piano. Holly Hunter wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Piano. Hunter plays a mute character in the film and does not speak a single word on screen. She learned to play the piano from scratch for the role, and all the piano music heard in the film is genuinely her playing. The film was directed by Jane Campion, who also won Best Director. Number 66, 1995, Jessica Lange, Blue Sky. Jessica Lange wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Blue Sky. Lange had already won a previous Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in Tootsie. Blue Sky was filmed in 1991, but shelved for 3 years because the studio went bankrupt. When it finally released, the Academy still recognized her performance as Oscar-worthy. Number 67, 1996, Susan Sarandon. Dead Man Walking Susan Sarandon wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Dead Man Walking. Sarandon had been nominated 4 times before finally winning. She and director Tim Robbins were real-life partners, which added an extra dimension to their working relationship on this emotionally heavy film. She dedicated her win to all people on death row. Number 68, 1997, Frances McDormand. Fargo Frances McDormand wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Fargo. McDormand is one of only 3 performers to win 3 acting Oscars. Her Marge Gunderson is one of cinema's most beloved characters, a pregnant police chief who is smarter, kinder, and more competent than every man around her. The role is now studied in film schools worldwide. Number 69, 1998, Helen Hunt. As Good as It Gets. Helen Hunt wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in As Good as It Gets. Hunt beat out Judi Dench, Helena Bonham Carter, Kate Winslet, and Julie Christie, one of the strongest Best Actress fields of the 1990s. She is one of very few people to win both an Emmy for a TV series and an Oscar for a film performance in consecutive years. Number 70, 1999, Gwyneth Paltrow, Shakespeare in Love. Gwyneth Paltrow wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Shakespeare in Love. Paltrow's win over Cate Blanchett in Elizabeth is still considered one of the most controversial outcomes in Oscar history. She cried so intensely during her speech that she could barely speak. The film's Best Picture win over Saving Private Ryan caused years of debate about Oscar politics. Number 71, 2000, Hilary Swank, Boys Don't Cry. Hilary Swank wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Boys Don't Cry. Swank was so unknown that her name was misspelled on the nominations announcement. She lived as a boy for a month before filming began and is credited with bringing the tragic story of Brandon Teena to worldwide attention for the first time. Number 72, 2001, Julia Roberts, Erin Brockovich. Julia Roberts wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Erin Brockovich. The real Erin Brockovich made a cameo in the film as a waitress named Julia. Roberts became the highest-paid actress in Hollywood history at that time with this film. She received a standing ovation when she walked on stage, one of the longest in Best Actress history. Number 73, 2002, Halle Berry, Monsters Ball. Halle Berry wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Monsters Ball. Berry became the first black woman to win Best Actress in Oscar history, an award that had existed for 73 years. Her tearful speech, in which she said she was standing on the shoulders of every nameless, faceless woman of color, is considered one of the most emotional Oscar moments ever. Number 74, 2003, Nicole Kidman, The Hours. Nicole Kidman wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Hours. Kidman wore a prosthetic nose to play Virginia Woolf and has said the nose liberated her. It allowed her to truly disappear into the character. Her ex-husband Tom Cruise reportedly called to congratulate her. The Hours won multiple BAFTAs and Golden Globes that year. Number 75, 2004. Charlize Theron, Monster. Charlize Theron wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Monster. Theron gained 30 pounds and wore prosthetic teeth to transform herself into serial killer Aileen Wuornos. The transformation was so complete that audiences initially struggled to recognize her. The real Aileen Wuornos was executed the year before the film's release. Number 76, 2005, Hilary Swank, $1 Million Baby. Hilary Swank wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in $1 Million Baby. Swank became only the 5th actress to win 2 Best Actress Oscars. She trained for months like a real professional boxer, working out 6 hours a day. Director Clint Eastwood kept the film's controversial ending completely secret. Even most of the cast didn't know what was coming. Number 77, 2006, Reese Witherspoon, Walk the Line. Reese Witherspoon wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Walk the Line. Witherspoon performed all of June Carter Cash's singing herself without any vocal dubbing. The real June Carter Cash died while the film was in production. Cash's daughter, Roseanne Cash, said Witherspoon captured her mother's essence so perfectly, it was both joyful and heartbreaking. Number 78, 2007, Helen Mirren, The Queen. Helen Mirren wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Queen. Mirren won the Oscar, the BAFTA, the Golden Globe, and every major critics award for this single performance. A clean sweep so rare, it may never happen again. Queen Elizabeth II reportedly watched the film and said it was very interesting, without revealing what she actually thought. Number 79, 2008, Marion Cotillard, La Vie en Rose, La Môme. Marion Cotillard wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in La Vie en Rose, La Môme. Cotillard became only the 2nd actress to win Best Actress for a French-language performance. She aged from her 20s to her 70s across the film using transformative makeup and internal physical change. She is widely considered to have given one of the finest biographical performances in cinema history. Number 80, 2009, Kate Winslet, The Reader. Kate Winslet wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Reader. Winslet had been nominated 5 times before finally winning on her 6th nomination. She had jokingly predicted at the Golden Globes that she would have to put on the accent to win, and then immediately did exactly that. She became the youngest actress at the time to reach 6 nominations. And in number 81, 2010, Sandra Bullock, The Blind Side. Sandra Bullock wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Blind Side. Bullock won the Razzie for Worst Actress the very same weekend she won the Oscar, making her the first person in history to win both awards in the same year. She accepted the Razzie first and joked about it at the Oscars, proving she had the greatest sense of humor in Hollywood. Number 82, 2011, Natalie Portman, Black Swan. Natalie Portman wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Black Swan. Portman trained as a ballet dancer for a full year before filming and performed approximately 85% of the dancing in the film herself. She has a degree in psychology from Harvard and studied the psychology of obsession extensively to prepare for the role. Number 83, 2012, Meryl Streep, The Iron Lady. Meryl Streep wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Iron Lady. Streep's 3rd Best Actress Oscar, a record she shares with Katharine Hepburn. She has been nominated for Best Actress 21 times, more than any other performer in history. When her name was called, she reportedly said, "Oh, come on," to the person next to her before walking to the stage. Number 84, 2013. Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Linings. Playbook. Jennifer Lawrence wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Silver Linings Playbook. Lawrence became the second youngest Best Actress winner in history at age 22. She tripped on her dress while walking up to the stage to accept the award, and handled it with such natural charm that the moment made her even more beloved worldwide. Number 85, 2014. Cate Blanchett, Blue Jasmine. Cate Blanchett wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Blue Jasmine. Blanchett became the first actress to win an Oscar for a Woody Allen film since Diane Keaton in 1977. She already had a Supporting Actress Oscar for The Aviator, making her one of the rare double Oscar winners. Her speech praising female-driven stories sparked a major industry conversation. Number 86, 2015. Julianne Moore, Still Alice. Julianne Moore wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Still Alice. Moore had been nominated 4 times before winning. She worked with real Alzheimer's patients and their families to understand the disease's progression. She has said this is the role she is most proud of because she believes it genuinely helped families who are living through the same experience. Number 87, 2016. Brie Larson. Brie Larson wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Room. Larson deliberately limited sensory stimulation for weeks before filming to understand what it would feel like to never leave a small room. Director Lenny Abrahamson said she had the most intuitive understanding of the character of any actress he has ever worked with. Number 88, 2017. Emma Stone, La La Land. Emma Stone wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in La La Land. Stone trained intensively in singing and dancing for the role. In the film's climactic audition scene, One Final Effort, she filmed the entire 4-minute take in a single unbroken shot. Director Damien Chazelle said they got it on take 3, and it was so perfect, they never needed another. Number 89, 2018. Frances McDormand, 3 Billboards Outside. Ebbing, Missouri. Frances McDormand wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. McDormand used her speech to introduce the phrase inclusion rider, a contractual clause requiring diverse cast and crew hiring to millions of people. The speech sparked a real movement across Hollywood. This was her second Oscar for Best Actress, and she later won a third in 2021. Number 90, 2019. Olivia Colman, The Favorite. Olivia Colman wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Favorite. Colman's reaction when she realized she had won, a long moment of genuine shock and confusion, is considered one of the most authentic and hilarious Oscar reactions ever caught on camera. She jokingly told Glenn Close, who was expected to win, that it was not her fault. Number 91, 2020. Renee Zellweger, Judy. Renee Zellweger wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Judy. Zellweger had essentially disappeared from Hollywood for 6 years before this comeback. She performed all of Judy Garland's songs herself and spent months studying Garland's concert mannerisms. Garland's own daughter, Liza Minnelli, had complex feelings about the film. Number 92, 2021. Frances McDormand, Nomadland. Frances McDormand wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Nomadland. McDormand won her third Best Actress Oscar, tying Katharine Hepburn and Meryl Streep's records. The ceremony was held in April due to COVID-19, and McDormand howled like a wolf when she won, which she said was a tribute to the nomadic people who inspired the film. Number 93, 2022, Jessica Chastain, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Jessica Chastain wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Chastain wore up to 4 hours of prosthetic makeup each day to age her character across several decades. She also produced the film herself after years of trying to get it made. The real Tammy Faye backer's son Jay watched the film and said it was the most accurate portrayal of his mother he could imagine. Number 94, 2023, Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere. All at Once. Michelle Yeoh wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Everything Everywhere. All at Once. Yeoh became the first Asian woman to win Best Actress in Oscar history, after the category had existed for 93 years. She began her career as a martial arts film star in Hong Kong and was told for years that Hollywood had no place for her. Her speech, she said, "Do not let anyone tell you you are past your prime," resonated around the world. Number 95, 2024, Emma Stone, Poor Things. Emma Stone wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Poor Things. Stone won her second Best Actress Oscar for a wildly unconventional film unlike anything in Oscar history. Directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, Stone plays a woman brought back to life with a baby's brain, growing up at accelerated speed. Stone said the role was the most liberating and terrifying thing she had ever done. Number 96, 2025, Mikey Madison, Anora. Mikey Madison wins the Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Anora. Madison won at just 25 years old for Sean Baker's Palme d'Or winner at Cannes. Anora swept the Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actress. Madison is best known for her role in the Scream franchise, making her transition to critically acclaimed drama a genuine breakthrough. Number 97, 2026, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, 98th Oscars on March 15, 2026. Nominees for the 2026 Oscar: Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Kate Hudson, Renate Reinsve, and Emma Stone. Winner to be announced March 15, 2026. Nominees: Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Frontrunner; Rose Byrne, Kate Hudson, Renate Reinsve, Sentimental Value; and Emma Stone, Begonia. The ceremony has not yet taken place. Check back after March 15, 2026. And that is the complete list. Every single Best Actress Oscar winner from 1929 to 2026. Across nearly a century, from Janet Gaynor winning for 3 films at once to Mikey Madison winning for Anora just last year. These women gave everything to their craft, and the world will never forget them. Think about what this list represents. Katharine Hepburn winning 4 times. Meryl Streep nominated more than any human being in history. Halle Berry's tears when she became the first Black woman to ever win. Michelle Yeoh standing on that stage at 60, proving that nobody has ever passed their prime. Every single one of those moments lives in this list forever. Now I want to hear from you. Which performance on this entire list hit you the hardest? Which win do you think was the most deserving of all time? And most importantly, which actress do you think was robbed? Who gave a legendary performance and somehow walked away without the Oscar? Drop it in the comments right now. I will reply. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. It genuinely helps Lifestyle TV 2.0 grow. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Our Best Actor Oscar winners video is already live on this channel, and we have so much more coming. Best Picture winners, biggest Oscar snubs of all time, real ages and heights of your favorite stars. All of it is coming. Thank you for watching Lifestyle TV 2.0. History lives here. See you in the next one.